Just so you all know, we are going live stream at this point, due to open doors, open courthouse. Mr. Holland, your response in regards to finding out that two of your defendants are going to be filing bankruptcy?
Judge, I honestly don't know. I mean, I think the case against the company is a summary judgment case. I don't think you ought to take up docket time with it because that having been said, I don't know if my client's going to want to pursue the individuals through their discharge or not. We can't do that in this court. If we do it, we're going to have to do it in bankruptcy court in Florida. I don't know. I mean, Frank, I would be surprised if Mr. Miranda would oppose an agreed judgment against the company. I don't know.
Your Honor, yeah, I agree with Mr. Hoagland. I do not want to waste the court's resources on this. I did not file the bankruptcy for them, though I am a bankruptcy lawyer, and so is Mr. Hoagland. They actually, since they're Florida residents, I don't practice in Florida, they filed with another lawyer. But back to what's happening here in Texas. Yeah, I'm not opposed to either Mr. Hoagland filing a summary judgment motion. It's his prerogative, and we'll deal with that, but maybe shortcut expenses and time. Maybe he wants to send me a proposed agreed judgment for the entity for CDY LLC. I will definitely forward it to my clients. They're still the members of the LLC. That hasn't changed. So if Mr. Hoagland wants to send me a proposed agreed judgment, I will forward it to the members of the LLC.
All right, so let me do this. Let me cancel the trial settings because there's not going to be a trial. Correct, Mr. Hoagland? Are you in agreement with that?
I am.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel those. I'm going to go ahead and give you all pretty lengthy time. I'm going to go ahead and give you 2 months. I don't normally go 2 months. I try to stick with 1 month and 45 days, but I'm going to go ahead and give you 60 days because I know this has probably thrown Mr. Hoagland for a loop. I don't think he was expecting that. And so let me go ahead and give you all 60 days. In that time, go ahead and prepare the motion and send it over. And maybe in 60 days, we can actually have that heard. And Judge Perez can decide on it at that point. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. Makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. I'm hoping you all can reach a resolution.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it.
Ms. Hernandez, 60 days, okay? Thank you. All right. Who is next, Mr. Marufo?
Top of page 2, Judge, staying with Mr. Hoagland and Shane Michael.
Okay. This is, okay. Are parties ready for me to announce it on record?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This is cause number 2020 DCV 3543, Francisco Cota and Patricia Cota versus EP Vida LLC. I have announcement of counsel, please.
Your Honor, Michael Shane on behalf of the plaintiffs, prepared to proceed.
Corey Hoagland on behalf of the defendant. We're ready, Your Honor.
All right, and I'm showing this set as a final civil pretrial conference. I know this is about a lender and money that is allegedly owed. I say allegedly just to cover all bases.
I don't take it personally, Your Honor.
Okay. And so let's see, you are all set for a docket call on September 14th and a jury trial on September 16th, 16 de septiembre. Where are we on that, gentlemen?
Your Honor, this involves Mr. Hoagland's client is working with the city on a real estate project. My understanding from Mr. Hoagland is it's just been approved. They're looking to get it finalized, and then my clients will be paid out of the financing for the project. So we were set for July. We had an alternate, so we asked that you move it to the alternate date in September. I think we'll probably need to come back about 30 days before just to tell you if where we're at on it. But other than that, I think we're good to go.
All right. Well, I'm hopeful that paperwork all goes through. It's still a bureaucracy, and sometimes that doesn't happen. So let's go ahead and set you all for 8/14, the week of 8/14, Ms. Hernandez. And let's go ahead and call that one second final pretrial conference. so that we can figure out if all of that went through.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you're looking at the week of August 14th. I actually don't have that calendar in front of me right now. Actually, the 14th starts a Sunday, so you all are looking at that week somewhere. And let's hope that you all are able to resolve this.
Hope so, Your Honor.
All right,
Sounds good.
Mr. Holland, were you in agreement? I'm sorry, I just assumed it because
I am.
you weren't protesting too loudly.
No, I'm in agreement, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you all August 14th, either me or Judge Perez, okay?
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Likewise.
Yes, you too. Take care, Mr. Holland. All right, Mr. Marufo, who do you want to go to next?
Bottom of page 2, Judge, with Mr. Jesse Herrera.
Okay. Cause number 2021 DCV 4165, Mr. Jesse Herrera. How are you doing, Mr. Herrera?
Good morning, Your Honor. Doing well.
Good, good. I'm showing this case as Andrea Whitaker versus Hector Reyes Escobar. Have you had service yet?
Your Honor, I got word that the process server is in the process of serving the clients or the defendant now. He'll be done by this week, Your Honor. So if you can give me a little bit of time, I can. get
Okay,
this
because it
finished.
got returned on 6/21. It got returned yesterday unserved.
It did.
Yes.
What did he tell you?
It got filed yesterday at noon, 12/11, yesterday, trying to get Hector Reyes Escobar, and it was returned completely unserved.
Okay. My staff had told me that he was in the process of doing it, but can I have a
Maybe-
little bit more time, Judge?
Maybe he filled out another paperwork and is trying to do it again today. But as of yesterday at noon, it was unserved. Let me go ahead and give you 30 days.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, Judge.
all right. And
Okay.
so we'll reset
Thank
you
you
for
so
30
much.
days. Let's see if you get to find Mr. Hector Reyes Escobar. Okay,
Okay, thank you so much. Thank
you're
you,
welcome.
Judge.
Take
Can
care.
I be excused?
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Marufo, who is next?
Back on page 1, Judge, with Mr. Gutierrez,
Okay,
middle of the page.
is Mr. Gutierrez filling in for somebody?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm local counsel.
Or Colin Hogan?
Yes, in fact, I actually think he's left the firm, so I don't know who lead counsel is now, because I think Mr. Brogan actually left the firm. So.
Okay. All right, well, but he filed the default. So actually, I guess let me go call this case. Give me 2 seconds. 2021 DCV 3935. Crown Asset Management LLC, assignee of Synchrony Bank, JCPenney MasterCard versus Socorro Carrera. Let me go ahead and have announcement of counsel, please.
Benjamin Joseph Gutierrez on behalf of Crown Asset Management, ready to proceed on a motion for default judgment, Your Honor.
All right, and I'm showing that Ms. Socorro Carrera was served back on November 16th of 2021. That would be over 6 months ago.
Yes,
Actually, it's now 7 months. It's now 7 months, almost to the day, 5 days extra. And she has not responded. The response was going to be due December 13th, 2021. I'm showing that a motion for a default judgment was filed back on December 15th of 2021. And I believe they were just giving Ms. Correa time. Correct?
Yes,
All right.
correct, Your Honor.
So at this point, what is your motion, Mr. Gutierrez?
So, Your Honor, we're asking the court to enter the default judgment, and for the court's consideration, we've provided various statements, including the last payment statement from August of 2018 and the charge-off balance statement from March of 2019. This happens to do with the JCPenney's account ending in 4639 that the court mentioned. It was assigned to Crown Asset Management in January of 2020. These statements also were going to the same address that Ms. Carrera was personally served the lawsuit at. We also have for the court's consideration certificate last known address and the non-active duty military affidavit.
All right, and I just want to make sure that did you all check since the time that this was all filed, we've had COVID, did you all make sure that she has not deceased for any reason?
You know what, Your Honor, that I don't know the answer to, other than the fact that, I mean, she was personally served in November, so.
Yeah, no, that's true. And COVID by that time was already starting to get a little bit more,
Less.
yeah, a little bit more tolerable, maybe would be the word. All right, okay, so then so at this point, Ms. Correa has been served back in November. The answer was due in December. We are now mid-June. I see no reason to go ahead and not sign the motion for default judgment. Ms. Hernandez, if you'll go ahead and print that out, and I'll go sign that in just a little bit. Okay, and we can close out this case.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, she'll print it out, and I'll go sign it in person, okay?
Appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gutierrez.
Judge, stay with Mr. Gutierrez on page 3. The second one on page 3, Judge.
Okay. He is on, he's filling in for somebody. So on this one, who is he filling in for?
Mark Retchner, Your Honor.
Okay, Wells Fargo versus Daphne Sanchez.
Correct, Your Honor.
Let me pull that up. Give me a second. Marufo, go ahead and call the case while I'm looking for it.
Yes, Judge. In cause number 2021 DCV 4190, Wells Fargo Bank NA versus Daphne M. Sanchez. Announcement of counsel, please.
Benjamin Joseph Gutierrez on behalf of Wells Fargo, here for a status conference, Your Honor. Ready to proceed?
All right, Mr. Gutierrez, I'm showing you have not served Ms. Sanchez.
We have not, Your Honor. So we are going to be asking for retention. I honestly don't know what efforts have been made, but I'm going to let them know that we probably should be filing a motion for substituted service if we can't manage to do it otherwise.
Okay. All right. Let me give you, when did you file? December? Yeah. You know what, Mr. Gutierrez, I'm only going to give you 30 days. You better figure it out. Okay.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right. You got 30 days.
That's all I had, Your Honor.
Okay.
May I be excused?
You may be excused. Good to see you. Take care.
You have a great day, Your Honor.
You too. Bye-bye. Okay. Who's next, Mr. Maruco?
Staying on page 3, bottom of page 3 with Mr. Robert Anguiano.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Are you filling in for somebody, Mr. Aguiano?
Yes, Judge, I'm filling for Mr. Blumenfeld.
Okay, got you. Let me write your name so I can get it. Aguinaga. Okay. Mr. Marufo, go ahead and call that case while I pull it up.
In cause number 2021 DCV 4286 EPT Bella Custom Dream Homes LLC versus Triton Elevator LLC. Announcement of counsel, please.
Robert Aguinaga for plaintiff EPT Bella. Ready, Your Honor?
All right. And I am showing, give me a second, that we're set for a status conference that you served Triton Elevator back on April of this year with a response that was due on May 23rd of this year. Have you received an answer?
No, Your Honor, there has been, we've not received an answer and there's no answer on file. We would like to just set this for a default hearing. We were going to prepare our motion in order. So 2-3 weeks, Judge, or?
A little bit more, just to give them a little bit more time. And obviously you'll give them notice of the default hearing also.
Yes, Judge, we can do that.
Okay, go ahead and give them
30
notice.
days?
Let me give them a little bit more. I'm going to give them 45, Mr. Anguiana. And to be honest, Judge Perez may give even more. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll set you for 45, but be aware that judge of the 2/10 may give even more time. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Do I get a setting here, Judge, or?
Ms. Hernandez will send it to you.
Okay. Thank you,
All right.
Judge.
So you're looking at the beginning of August. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
All right.
I'm excused.
Okay. Thank you. Take care. All right. Mr.
Mr. Young.
Marufo, who's next?
Mr. Young.
Okay, Mr. Young, who are you here on? I'm trying to look for your name.
I'm here for, it's on page 3, City of El Paso as subrogate of Damian Herrera versus Carl Edward Thomas, representing defendant.
Oh, okay, so you're in place of reader?
That's correct.
Okay, and I'm showing that Nicole Anchondo was representing the city, but I know she's no longer with the city.
Yes, Judge, that's correct. I'm now in place of Ms. Anchondo, Ayana Estrada.
Okay, Ayana Estrada, give me 1 second, Ms. Estrada. Is this number still the same for you all? 212-0033?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, so let me go ahead and, Mr. Marufo, while I look it up, will you go ahead and call the case?
Yes, Judge. In cause number 2021, DCV 4197, City of El Paso, Texas versus as subrogate of Damon Jacob Herrera versus Carl Edward Thomas. Announcement of council, please.
Ayana Estrada, counsel for the plaintiff, City of El Paso, here for a status conference and ready to proceed.
Brandon Young for defendant Carl Edward Thomas.
All right, I am showing that we are set for a status conference today. This is coming from an automobile accident, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, let's see, and let me see how many hearings you all are at. Give me a second. All right, so actually, one of you just filed an entry of appearance, so that would be this city, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, so that's the entry of appearance replacing Nicole Anchondo, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so are you new to the case?
Yes, Judge. As of that entry, that was when it was reassigned.
Okay, so where are we at? Have you all even talked?
Yes, Your Honor. I've been on this one since the beginning. We've exchanged some initial written discovery. My hope was to do some early settlement negotiations. I attempted to reach out to Ms. Anchondo a couple of times and never heard back. And now I think I understand why. I didn't realize that she had left the office.
Yeah, I don't know the exact day she left the office, but I did hear she had left. Mrs. Estrada, are you all going to be engaging in mediation?
Judge, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not opposed to agreeing to that right now. I think that it has the potential to settle, so.
Okay, all right. Let me see when you all filed this. It just recently got filed. It's only about 6 months old. Okay, let me go ahead and give you 2 months to try to reach a settlement. And then if you do not reach a settlement at the end of 2 months, then we'll go ahead and start putting you on the trial docket. Okay?
Okay.
Is anybody opposed to that? Ms. Estrada, Mr. Young?
Objection, Judge.
You cut off, Ms. Estrada. I'm so sorry. Go ahead
I
again.
said no objection, Judge.
Mr. Young?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're both okay with no jury trial setting yet. We're going to give you 2 months to discuss, see where you're at. And if at the end of the 2 months, we're not any closer to resolving, we'll then go ahead and start the trial settings at that point. Correct?
Yeah, that works great, Your Honor.
Okay,
Correct.
perfect. Give you all two months and hopefully you all can start resolving. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor. Maybe we excuse.
Yes, anything further from you, Mrs. Estrada?
No, Judge. May I be excused?
Okay, perfect. You both may be excused. All right, Mr. Marufo, who's next?
Page 6 and page 7, top of page 7, Judge.
Okay. All right. All right, do we have both parties here?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Then go ahead and call the case.
In cause number 2021, DCV 4254, Marta Carrillo and Jerome Overstreet versus Intricate Life Improvement Services et al. Announcement of council, please.
Good morning. I'm here for the defendant. I believe Ms. Nolan is here for the plaintiffs. I can see that she's on at this moment.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, Judge. This is Attorney Kayla Nolan for the plaintiffs. Sorry.
And Your Honor, this is Adam Cetra here on behalf of the defendant.
Okay, Ms. Nolan, can you go ahead and turn on your camera, please?
Yes, I'm trying. I'm sorry. Let me see. Oh, here we go down here. Excuse me. Just one moment, please. I don't, oh, I'm having glitches. Oh. It's not on my screen. I'm not able to get full screen. Sorry, okay. Here we go. Sorry. I couldn't
Okay.
get down to the button.
All right. So you are announcing for plaintiff, correct, Ms. Nolan?
Yes, Ms. Carrillo and Mr. Overstreet.
Okay. We're set for entry of scheduled order hearing.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And also, did you all agree on a mediator?
Well, we agreed on a joint motion to stay the proceedings. We're in negotiations. Mr. Setcher has replied to discovery requests, and there's an issue with the contract that we want to investigate further before we proceed.
Are you in agreement with that, Mr. Setra?
Well, Judge, we did exchange documents now. There was a document exchange, but what the contract at issue has an arbitration clause, which requires us to go and forward with that with the process of arbitration. And so in the event that the arbitrator determines that this dispute is not, that they are not going to handle that, that's why we're asking for the proceeding to be stayed. But I do know that they get first bite at the apple to see if we can get it resolved there, whether formally or informally. It's just, and so we're just kind of going down that track. We filed a joint motion yesterday. And I sent over the proposed order this morning as well. Just when we're requesting just that the proceeding be stayed pending the arbitration, and then we can come back and enter once we reach a resolution, that we can come back and just enter that in as the final judgment in this cause.
Okay, now, let me see. I don't know that, since it's not in here, I'm not able to see the order that you asked for me to sign. I don't have it. Let me see. Let me see if it was emailed to me. Give me a few seconds. Okay, give me a few seconds. It was emailed to me. Let me read it. Okay, all right. I have received it. And Ms. Nolan, you are in agreement with this order?
I am, Judge.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and sign it in person in just a few minutes. I'll go down back to the floor of the 210th, and I'll go ahead and sign that. Since you're asking for a stay, then I guess I am not even putting in a future setting, correct? Mr.
That's
Setzer?
correct.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
All right. All right, I'll go ahead and I'll sign it. It feels funny not to keep track of you all, so make sure.
I feel like if we're not able to resolve it in the next month or two, then we'll file a motion with the court to bring the proceedings back.
Okay.
If we're unable to resolve everything.
Okay, all right. Okay, well then I will not see you for a while. Good luck, and I hope you all are able to reach a resolution.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Mr. Marufo, who's next?
Going back to page 2, Judge,
Okay,
with Mr. Huerta, Jonathan.
okay, yes, he was here early and we were waiting for the opposing counsel to arrive.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Huerta, you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Give me 2 seconds. Oh, actually, Mr. Marufo, go ahead and call the case while I'm pulling it up.
In cause number 2019, DCV 4805, Fernando Santillanes versus AJ Airfield Lighting LLC versus Jordan Foster Construction LLC versus City of El Paso individually et al. Versus Daniel Martin Martinez Announcement of council, please.
Your Honor, Jonathan H. Huerta, privileged to be here on behalf of plaintiff Fernando Santillanes. We're ready.
All right.
And Marisa Vara Williams on behalf of JFC, Your Honor.
All right. My understanding is we're set for a status because we were looking at you all agreeing on a mediator. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, have you all agreed on a mediator?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, who are you all going to be using?
It looks like we're going to be using Mr. Mitch Moss.
Okay,
He's the one that has the most availability at the time frame that we're requesting.
okay. All right, and we technically have you all set on a final status 9/28. That's about 3 months away. Is that enough time for you all to be able to speak to the mediator and see if you all are close to resolving?
Yes, yes, Judge. From my end, yes.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then what I'm going to go ahead and do is leave those settings. So you've got your 9/28/22 final status, your 11/9/22 final pretrial conference. You got your docket call December 7th, and then you've got your trial December 9th, okay? But hopefully Mr. Moss will be able to assist you all to a resolution, and we will remove this from the docket, hopefully 9/28, okay?
Perfect. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Sorry, Ms. Ibarra, thank
Mr. Huerta, anything further from you?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Moss now has the case. Good luck, you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Who is next, Mr. Marufo?
Let me see if I have full court, Judge. Mr. Smith, who are you here on? Good morning, Mr. Smith.
Good morning.
Who are you here on? What's the cause number you here on?
I'm having a little trouble hearing. Just a second. Let me turn up my volume. There we go.
What cause number are you here on, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. 22 DCV 0889. That's I guess Ubaldo versus FNA Border Transport, Black Mountain Sand. It's a motion, Rule 191A, motion to dismiss.
I'm not showing it on my docket. Let me go through it.
That's fine, Your Honor. Actually, we didn't think you should be having a hearing because the plaintiff, we have filed a non-suit of the relevant claims. We just weren't sure. So
Mr. Marufo, are you able to look up the cause? It's not going to be set on the calendar. Can you run it by his cause number one more time and make sure we're resolved? Mr. Smith, can you repeat the cause number loudly, please?
I certainly can. It's a 22 cause number 0889.
And it's a 22, huh?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll be looking for it too. Give me a second. Oh, actually, okay. No, I'm not gonna be able to find it as fast as, I don't know if Ms. Hernandez was able to look it up.
Judge, I was on the phone. I'm sorry. I didn't get the call number.
It's 2022 DCV 0889. Mr. Smith thinks it's done. I'm not showing it on my docket, but rather than just assuming it, I want to double check and then we can say bye to him.
Yes, ma'am. There's an order of non-suit already filed.
Perfect. Thank you, Your Honor. I
Thank you,
apologize for the delay.
No problem, Mr. Smith. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. All right. Mr. Marufo, who's next?
On page 4, Judge, and page 5, Judge.
Oh, yes, David Jones. Yes, okay. You want to call? I'll call it, I guess. 2020 DCV 2345, David Jones versus El Paso Cowboy Construction LLC and Roberto Martinez, DBA Cowboy Construction, PC Builders LLC, Shatarpati Suresh Kumar, and Delso Hotel LLC, DBA Holiday Inn Express, Northeast El Paso, and Sadia Capital LLC. May I have announcement of council, please?
Robert Riojas on behalf of the plaintiff David Jones, Your Honor.
Let me, okay, that's on the plaintiff, and on defense, who do I have?
Albert Beal for Cowboy Construction, Judge.
Okay,
And Harold Davis, Your Honor. Mr. Beal also has Roberto Martinez, and I have everybody else, PC Builders, Mr. Kumar, and Del Sol Hotel. I checked this morning, there's no citation yet returned on Sidya. So I'm not sure if they've been served. They have not appeared.
okay. Well, and I see that everybody's asked, well, not everybody, I apologize. I see that there's been a continuance that's been asked for because I believe 3 new parties have been added. Is that my understanding?
That Harold Davis again, Your Honor. Yes, that's true. That's my clients. We've just been added. And like I said, Sidya Capital has been added since us, and to the best of my knowledge, have not even been served yet.
Okay. You're currently at 3 months out. Are you asking for 6 from then, or are you asking for 6 from now?
Probably 6 from now would do it.
Okay.
It's not that difficult a case.
Mr. Rojas, your position?
I would agree, Your Honor. I don't have any objection to the continuance. I think it's proper given the recently added defendant. So I'm pretty flexible with that.
All right.
And
Okay,
Harold Davis again, one caveat, Your Honor. We have tendered these claims for coverage and have not had an answer yet on that.
Mhm.
So I don't know what, I'm hoping to pass the buck on at least a couple of these defendants to someone who my client doesn't have to pay, and they may have a different view of the deadlines.
Okay, so let me go ahead and say this. I have no problem granting the 6-month continuance from now. Where I'm not going to be ruling on is your motion to dismiss. I don't know the case familiar enough just from my initial reading this morning to be able to make that call. So what I'm going to do is everything set for 9/21, 10/5, 11/2, and 11/4 of 2022 will now have 6 months added to them. But in between here and there, I'm going to go ahead and set you for a motion to dismiss before Judge Alyssa Garcia Perez. So that way she, who is probably much more familiar with the case, can make the decision about whether or not some of these parties should be let go from the claim. So what I'm going to do for that then is I'm going to set that in 2 months. That'll be August 22nd, the week of August 22nd, which that starts on a Monday. So somewhere in that time period, they'll try to bring you in and you can argue your motion to dismiss at that point. Is that good enough?
That's fine with me, Your Honor.
Okay.
That's acceptable, Your Honor.
Unacceptable?
No, acceptable.
Acceptable. Okay, wonderful. Mr. Beal, any argument to my position?
No.
Okay, so I figured 2 months will give you still 4 months after that, if you all are going to be going to trial, and then it speeds up the process to for the parties to go ahead and figure out if somebody else can take their place. Good enough?
Very well, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this matter. You'll be set at some point during the week of August 22nd for your motion
Appreciate
to
it.
dismiss. All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all.